Hello and welcome to a video that I'm almost definitely going to post on my shitpost channel because this is just something I kind of wanted to say, completely improvised. I don't know what I'm going to say exactly, but I just watched Dangan-RANT-pa, the animation. I just want to talk about that ending. Just somewhere. I just want to talk about it somewhere. Because it is fucking stupid. I put notes down, I'm sorry. I'm going to say this, don't watch this. I'm putting it up, but don't watch it, please. Okay, so I'll explain the basic plot for those of you who disregarded my orders. So, there's a bunch of there's a bunch of teenagers, because it's an anime, of course it's the teenagers. They're sent to high school, because of course it's a high school, they're teenagers. And, everyone is trapped, and the only way to escape is to kill someone, and if you get away with that murder, then you get to go free. Now, I know it's based on a visual novel. I did check online. Apparently, the visual novel is just, the anime is more of an abridged version of the visual novel. It's basically the same plot, except, there's more character building in the visual novel, which kind of makes sense. I was watching the anime because of reasons that I probably can't say, or probably won't say anyway. It was for a video. Who cares? What else is it going to be? I hate anime. It's not a tongue-in critique. It might be an abridged. I'm just going to say that. Don't be expecting a tongue-in critique of it. I know there's some people still watching. Fuck, I've been talking for 2 minutes. I don't think I've explained anything. Okay, so basically, the final episode is where, all the shit just goes down. Everything is explained. It's a whole mystery thing. They're trying to explain, oh, what's going on in the school? Why is all this shit happening to us? And, no one can remember exactly what's happened. And the reason that is because all of the characters, there are, I believe, 15 characters involved. There's technically a 16th one, but that's a plot twist that I'll explain in a second, because it needs explaining. Everyone had their memories altered, and I don't quite understand how. And the reason I don't understand how is because the show actually refused to say why. I feel that's something they could have explained in the visual novel, but for some reason, I doubt it does. Because, there's this whole big thing, it's everyone was trapped in here, but they find this video saying that everyone consented to staying there. So, why would you consent to staying there? And apparently, the thing that happened was that the entire world was infected with despair. Now, I don't actually know if despair is the name of a virus, or it's the mere concept of despair has just gotten into everyone's hearts. Everyone is, just feeling negative emotions, and that made everyone turn crazy. I don't know if it's the concept or the emotion. But the weird thing is, not the concept or the emotion, the concept, or it's an actual virus that they just gave a bad-fitting name to. It's because I don't think it is a virus, because they say it moves like a virus, so that kind of implies that it isn't a virus at all. It's just these people that are depressed for reasons that they do not say. They don't say how this happened. We know it happened 2 years ago, and this school was supposed to be a shelter for despair, and I don't actually know how it would be a shelter for despair, because if despair is only a concept, then why would being in a school help in any in particular school? I know, it shows all the characters having, fun times, they're in making snowmen and going swimming and stuff, but I don't know what. This is why I'm doing the video, because I fucking don't know what the fuck is going on. What was I even saying? It's shit, I forgot what I was saying. No, but basically, the concept, if it is the concept, everyone is mean, for some reason they show this live feed of what's going on outside of the world. That's kind of another big plot twist that they're trying to explain, that the world is in terror because of despair. But they show all these images of the main character. There's the bear Monokuma, who you might have seen is this bear with half white, half black face. But I just thinking, why does despair manifest itself in the image of a black and white bear, because, like, not only are, like, everyone outside is wearing these black and white bear masks. I don't know where they got it from. Was it, like, merchandising? Was, like, despair created by this bear that's in the school with them? Is the bear in the school with them making the despair? If not, why for God's fucking sake, Okay, I think I'm straight now. But the bear is, like, creating this, like, everyone outside. It's not even, like, the people wearing the mask. Like, they've put a fucking bear head on, like, the Statue of Liberty and on the Great Sphinx and on top of the Eiffel Towers. Like, why is it there? Someone must have built it. So, like, what? How did it get there? It's like, does despair just compel people to wear bears or, like, put bear imagery everywhere? Like, it doesn't fucking make sense. Like, it's, like, I think they're going for visual imagery or, like, imagery storytelling or some shit, but, like, if you're doing imagery storytelling, it's like, it still has to make sense in universe. It's like, you can't just have, like, oh, like, space butterfly comes down from the sky. That must mean this woman is pregnant or something. I don't fucking understand it. That was a fucking awful metaphor. But I'm gonna continue on. What's it? And there's another plot twist. One of the characters that gets murdered partway through the show. Actually, now that I think about it, there's a character called Junko, but it's a plot twist that, like, it was actually Junko's sister, and Junko was this person who was the mastermind behind the whole thing anyway. But the thing is, they never actually kind of explain. That's another thing they don't explain. They don't explain how the amnesia works. They also don't explain where all the fucking money came from to do all this shit, because the way that they kill Junko, plot twist Junko's sister, they basically do this thing where, like, all these, like, random giant spears come out of the floor and just, like, stab her everywhere. But they don't explain where they came from. I don't... Like, like, they try to apply logic to something that could easily just be sorted if they all called it supernatural. They're trying to apply science to what should be a supernatural show. That's the stupid thing. That's the thing I just realised. All they needed to say, like, if they said that despair was a virus, I could understand it. Like, that makes sense to some extent, because it'll turn people crazy. It's a virus. Like, if they just outed and said it was a virus and not the fucking concept of despair, that would be really stupid. Because the way they cure despair, like, because they show kind of, like, at the end of the series, there's, like, 6 characters, 5 and the main guy, and they basically show these 5 characters going into despair, but this main guy, like, uses hope, like, gives them a big speech or something, like, we will fight them on the beaches, and that gave everyone hope. So it really must be the concept of despair, how they're doing this. But it doesn't make any sense. And something else that's really stupid that I just remembered. There's a scene where, when they're looking for the video, when they're looking for clues, and they find the video of, everyone consenting to this thing, what they don't actually show is it's something that they do show. Sorry, let me get things straight. I don't want to edit this down, but what they basically do is they have to hack a computer, and they have this girl who's like the super-powered high school detective or some shit like that, and she says out loud, is because the old headmaster of this school who used to run it is this detective girl's dad, and she says that she goes through every single common password it could be, all the logical stuff. And then the main character, Naegi, whoever the fuck he is, who was someone with Bryce Papenbrook's voice, that's who you need to know. It was that character. He just types in the principal's daughter's name, and it fucking works, because of course it does. She didn't try it, because she's a fucking moron, apparently. This principal is also a moron, because who the fuck has a simple 5-letter password? No numbers or exclamation marks or anything, it's just a stupid fucking password that, like, why does everyone in these kind of things just not have a normal password? Like, they set up this whole thing where there's, like, a computer hack. There's this thing called alter ego, which is, like, there's a character who's a programmer who managed to create an alter ego AI personality thing. What? Like, they could have made a plot thing where they used that alter ego thing to hack into the computer. That would have made more sense, but they didn't do that. He just correctly guesses the password, because of course he fucking does. And there's one more thing. One more fucking thing. There is a fridge. Episode 1, there is a fridge that magically restocks food whenever someone eats from it. Because the whole concept of the show is that someone is supposed to, like, conceptually, no one has to murder anyone. People just kind of get roped into murdering people. So technically they create a scenario where you could live there forever. And to make sure there's enough food for everyone, they have this magic restocking fridge. How the fuck does the fridge work? They never address it. Again, like, they should have just said, this is a supernatural show or something. Just make this Junko evil girl, this bear or whatever, just give them a fucking superpower, because that's another thing. This bear can just, like, teleport somehow. Like, I think they tried to build up that there's, like, multiple there's multiple copies of this robot bear, puppet bear, alive bear thingy, whatever. They don't explain that. I'm sure they explain it in Danganronpa 2, but who gives a fuck, because it's supposed to be good in its own right. They tried to build up that there's, like, multiple bears, but you never see more than one at a time. And, like, I've even forgotten one fucking saying. This is how dumb it is. It's making me forget my fucking mind. They really should have just said, like, yeah, that's what I remember now. Like, the bear, they build up that the bear is magic. He can, like, teleport anywhere where everyone wants him. But, like, they try to explain science in it. Like, there's supposed to be, like, despair is a actual thing, except it's not a thing. It's, but, like, how the fuck does it happen? I don't know. I don't fucking know. I just can't grasp what the hell this series is. I just don't get it. It's like, it's an interesting show. It's an interesting show. I'm sure the visual novel is even better. But for fuck's sake. It's just so dumb. It's just so dumb. Like, why the fuck is this... Like, what... Oh, God. I almost want to watch the sequels now to see if they explain it, but I'm just not confident that they will. I just don't think they will. I think it's just gonna stay dumb forever. Because, like, I'm gonna have to play Danganronpa 2 because they didn't make that into an animation, that I have to actually play the game. And then I could maybe watch Danganronpa 3, which wasn't made into a game. That was skipped straight to animation. That confused me, because I went to the Funimation website looking for Danganronpa Season 2, and it doesn't fucking exist. They jumped straight from 1 to 3 for some fucking reason. Didn't explain that, did they? See, they don't explain anything. They don't explain Danganronpa 2 thinging, and they don't explain the fucking plot. You can't even see my notes. Half of them aren't even there. Look, it just... Fucking pub patron 1? Why did I write that? It must have been for a D&D campaign. Anyway, I'm ending this video here. I'm going to just put it up on my shitpost channel. We'll see how the fuck this works. Why did you watch this whole thing? It was dumb. Don't fucking watch this show.